You see it before you think. Two dark holes in an electrical outlet, a crack in the wall, the front of a car, a cloud folding over itself outside your window, a burned patch on a piece of toast. There is no one there, no eyes, no mouth, no intention. Just plastic, metal, stone, smoke, shadow, and random shape. But your brain builds a face anyway. It happens so fast you are not asked for permission. Before you can say, that's just an outlet, some older part of you has already whispered, something is looking back. And the strangest part is not that your brain makes this mistake. The strangest part is that it may have been built to make exactly this mistake. Imagine walking alone in the dark a very long time ago, before streetlights, before glass windows, before a phone in your hand. Around you are trees, stones, insects, leaves moving against each other. You hear something shift to your left. You turn. The bushes are two faint points of light. Maybe it is water catching the moon. Maybe it is an animal watching you. If your brain misses a real face, the cost could be your life. If it invents a fake one, the cost is 1 second of fear. Devolution does not care whether you see the world perfectly. It cares whether you survive it. So your brain chose the rougher, safer option. Better to see a face that is not there than fail to see the one that is. This has a name, pareidolia. It is what happens when the brain finds meaningful patterns inside randomness. A face in the moon, a figure in the clouds, a body in smoke, a smile in the front of a house. But faces are different from other patterns. You can see a rabbit in a cloud or a dragon in fire. But faces pull on the human brain with a special force. Because for a social animal, a face is not just an image. It is survival information. A face tells you who is angry, who is afraid, who is lying, who is in pain, who has noticed you, who might attack, who might help. Who wants you closer? Who wants you gone? Before writing, before maps, before courts, before passwords, before contracts, your brain was already reading faces. A slight frown could warn of conflict. A glance to the side could reveal danger. A smile could open the door to food, trust, alliance, love, or deception. So the brain built powerful systems for detecting faces. Deep in the temporal lobe is a region often called the fusiform face area. It responds strongly to faces, not only real faces. Sometimes, anything close enough can wake it up. 2 dots and a curve can be enough. You do not need skin. You do not need hair. You do not even need a full head. Just a simple arrangement. 2 dark spots above, another shape below. Eyes, mouth, a face. Your brain receives a few fragments and completes the rest. It does not wait for perfect evidence. It guesses. And when it comes to faces, it guesses generously. This starts almost immediately after birth. Newborn babies tend to look longer at face-like patterns than at the same parts scrambled or turned upside down. They do not understand language. They do not know society. They have barely begun building memories. But they are already drawn toward faces. That makes sense. For a baby, a face means warmth, milk, safety, voice, touch, life. Turning toward a face is not a hobby. It is a lifeline. As you grow, the system becomes faster and more complicated. You look at the front of a car and feel like it is angry if the headlights are narrow. You see a house with round windows and an open door, and it looks surprised. You see a backpack with a sagging zipper, and it looks sad. There is no emotion there, but your brain assigns one anyway. It does not only detect faces. It reads personality into things that have no personality. A car can look aggressive, a lock can look afraid, a chair can look lonely, a potato can somehow look like it is judging you. And this is where pareidolia becomes even stranger. Your brain is not only asking, is this a face? It is asking, what does this face want? Because in real life, recognizing a face is not enough. If someone is looking at you, you need to know whether they are friendly or dangerous. If someone smiles, you need to know whether it is real. If someone looks past you, you need to know what they saw. So even when the face is fake, the intention reading machine switches on. That is why people feel bad for broken toys. Why a robot with 2 simple eyes can make people speak more gently. Why an old tree can seem tired. Why a cracked wall can seem haunted. You are not foolish for doing this. You are using a social system so powerful that it spills outside the borders of society. Designers know this. Cars are given headlights like eyes. Robots are given simple faces. Cartoon characters have enormous eyes because eyes are shortcuts into care. Even a small machine becomes more lovable when it moves like it is trying. Give the brain the smallest hint of life, and it begins to soften. This is also why masks can feel so disturbing. A real face is always moving. Eyes blink, skin shifts, the mouth changes, emotion passes across it, but a mask holds one expression too long. It has enough face for your brain to say, someone, but not enough life for your brain to say, person. It gets trapped in the middle, a doll in the corner of a room. A mannequin in a dark store window. A digital human that looks almost real but moves slightly wrong. Your face detector says yes. Your life detector hesitates. And hesitation is where fear grows. But pareidolia does not only create fear, it has also created God's omens, miracles, and messages. Across history, people have seen faces in stone, trees, smoke, mold, bread, fire, water, and sky. A sacred face on toast, a human shape in a cliff, eyes in the clouds, a figure in the grain of wood. The important part is not just the shape, it is the meaning. When a face appears where no face should be, the human brain does not like stopping at random chance. It wants to know why. Humans are not comfortable with randomness. We do not like noises without sources, shadows without causes, patterns without stories. If there is a face in the rock, maybe it is a message. If there are eyes in the sky, maybe something is watching. From seeing a face that is not there, the mind can take one more step. It can see intention where there is none. That step has been with us for a very long time. Not because ancient people were stupid. They had the same brain you do, a brain that searches for patterns, reads intention, connects fragments, and turns them into a story it can survive inside. You still do this every day. You see 3 dots in a text message and imagine hesitation. You see someone read your message without replying and build an entire story. You hear a colder tone in someone's voice and wonder what you did wrong. You catch half an expression on someone's face and carry it around for hours. That is not exactly the same as seeing a face in an outlet, but it comes from a similar hunger. The brain hates empty space, so it fills it. Long ago, it filled bushes with predators. Now it fills silence with judgment. It fills short messages with rejection. It fills a passing glance with a theory about who you are. Same machine, different world. In 1976, a spacecraft orbiting Mars took a photograph of a rocky region called Cydonia. The image, one formation looked uncannily like a giant human face staring upward from the surface of another planet. 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth, a face on Mars. For years, people argued about it. Some saw an ancient monument. Some saw evidence of a lost civilization. Some saw proof that someone had once been there. Then higher resolution images arrived. The face disappeared. It was just a hill. Light, shadow, and angle had done the rest. But the important thing is not that Mars had a fake face. The important thing is how badly we wanted to see one. Even on a cold, silent planet millions of miles away, the human brain searched for eyes, maybe because faces were the first things that pulled us into the world. Maybe because, for most of human history, everything that mattered came through a face. Mother, father, friend, enemy, stranger, lover, child, the living, the dead. You did not evolve to live among blank walls, flat screens, cars, sockets, and machines. You evolved to live among other beings. So when the modern world surrounds you with lifeless things, your brain keeps doing its ancient work. It looks for life. It looks for eyes. It looks for someone on the other side. Most of the time, it is wrong. The outlet is not watching you. The car is not angry. The cloud has no plan. The moon has no face. The hill on Mars was not a greeting from a vanished civilization. But the mistake reveals something true. You are descended from creatures who survived by noticing who was looking at them. The ones who failed to see eyes in the dark sometimes did not live long enough to pass on their brains. The ones who saw too many eyes got scared, ran, and survived. You carry the second kind of brain, a brain that would rather be afraid by mistake than calm at the wrong time. So the next time you see a sad face on an old suitcase or a monster in the wood grain at midnight, do not be too quick to call yourself strange. You are seeing the trace of a very old system still running beneath modern life. It once scanned the dark for predators. Now it scans your room and finds a face in the wall. No one is there. But in that first instant, before reason steps in and corrects the image, your brain has done what it was born to do. It has looked into the chaos and tried to find out whether something was looking